Welcome back to Let's Laugh About It, the not-so-serious business podcast powered by D2CX. I'm Zoe Kahn, and I'm here to celebrate our wins, vent about our challenges, and bring the D2C and e-commerce community together. Welcome back to Let's Laugh About It, the not-so-serious business podcast. I'm your host, Zoe Kahn, and today we have Isaac. Isaac, I actually don't know if I know how to say your last name. I just realized. Medeiros?
My full name is Isaac Newton Medeiros dos Santos. But Medeiros.
I'm so glad you said it and not me because I am way too white. I can't do the role.
Brazilians have very long names. It's a thing.
Yes. So we have Isaac here. Isaac has been such a good friend for me in the D2C space. And I don't know if I've expressed that to you enough, but Isaac is the founder of Mini Katana and Kanpai, and most recently also started a media agency, is it? Yeah. There's some creative stuff going on in there. So I'm really excited to dive in, and thanks for coming on. I'm excited to have you. If you want to expand on any of like your background or your intro, I'd love to start there. And then I have so many things to catch up with you, Anna.
Yeah. So thank you for having me, friends. Always a pleasure to be on a pod. I've listened to a few episodes of this pod, but it was kind of serendipitous that it lined up for today.
Yeah.
So just my background a little bit more for the audience. I founded Mini Katana, as Zoe said. Mini Katana is probably the only DTC sword brand in the world.
It's really cool.
It's a long story, but I'll shorten it up to launched in 2021. Couldn't really advertise a prohibited category because weapons. Mm-hmm. So we got really good at organic content, and we were incredibly early to it. And that led to just a really odd outcome where we now have over 20 million subscribers on YouTube. We get billions of views a year, and we're generating millions of dollars in revenue.
And a huge Discord community.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like so hard for people to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It's just all in all like a very viral community and brand. We don't run ads, so that's kind of like one thing. We never quite cracked that. We can't. And then more recently, I launched a candy company last year, which went nationwide in Target.
Congrats.
Yeah, and then I also have a small media business on the side that I'm kind of starting up. So there's a lot going on.
Yeah, and I was chatting with Isaac about I'm just really excited to catch up because there's always something new going on when we talk, and so I'm excited to dive in. But for the listeners too, it's nostalgic for me because Isaac was one of my first like implementation clients that I accepted on at the agency because before I was working at Chomps at the time, and I was doing a lot of mentorship calls, consulting, where it was like I would get on calls with people and walk them through their challenges and give them suggestions. And it was around the same time where like more and more people were saying like, yeah, this is great, but can you do it for me? And I would always say no, because I don't have time. It's like, and I wasn't super transparently I wasn't super excited about like diving into a lot of the brands that asked me. I didn't mind doing consulting, but when I heard that Mini Katana was looking for a little bit of CX help, I was like, wait, this one's cool. Like I don't mind doing it on the weekends. And so one of my first like consulting clients, like implementation, was Mini Katana, and it was really cool to like dive in, and like I just had a lot of fun in the inbox and learning more about the consumers, and it's such a fun community, and it goes back to that organic growth where like these are like real people who are connected in like the anime community and the gaming community, and I just love that world. So it was a lot of fun.
Wasn't it like over half the tickets were just people saying hi or something?
Yeah, so it was also another kind of challenge because the way tech works too is that sometimes you're getting charged for usage, and so, or like replies and stuff. And so we did a lot of cleanup where it was like, these people are just want to talk, but we want to make sure that it's not like charging Mini Katana. Like they don't understand. They want to like come and like create conversations and stuff. And so, yeah, there was a lot of just like replying to emails saying, hey, like,
yeah, I think the Discord ended up being that outlet basically. Before you did consulting with us, we didn't even have like real processes set up at all, right?
Which is, there wasn't much set up, but that's like kind of common. It is something that like when you grow so fast, like CX is something where it's like you don't realize how much like goes into it and like how many emails come in, and like nobody will guess that people just email you saying hi. It's like, what do you do with all of them, and how do you filter through all of it and actually like help the people who need it? You know,
hasn't like a lot has changed in 2 years. Like
so much.
AI is like now a thing in the toolkit.
Yeah, that wasn't a thing when I was.
Are all your clients using AI and stuff?
I would say 75%.
Why would somebody avoid it? Like
people are afraid. Well, one. For CX, they go back and forth with price and don't understand I think that in the industry, tech needs to do a better job at talking about the price of AI of full circle rather than just like, I think pricing needs, because if you look at AI and someone says we're going to charge you only $1 per ticket.
Yeah.
But that's not, you can't look at it like that. You also have to look at like all of the other things that AI does. And so it's like you get all of that AI for free on the back end, but then you might get charged for every ticket that AI closes. But like handoffs and information, all of that is all part of it too. So there's like and people are skeptical.
Is your pod sponsored by anyone?
Yes. Shout out to D2CX, Gorgeous's community. Yeah. But we can talk about tech. I talk about all. I still, thank you, Gorgeous, but Gorgeous also knows that I'm tech agnostic. I do what's best for the companies, and I like to try all kinds of tech, and we talk about all of it, and it's like very transparent.
I mean, we switched to CommSlayer.
Oh, I actually have not been in CommSlayer. But, and I can say this because it's public on Twitter, when I was like messaging about CommSlayer, someone commented on my tweet saying like, you should try CommSlayer. And I like said, I'd love to click around. And he replied to me saying, please don't yet. It's not ready for you.
Oh yeah. He's been very slow with onboarding.
Which is fine. I think that's good because it sounds like they're taking their time, right?
They are. He's going very, very slow.
Yeah. And I think it's way better than releasing it to the world with,
I mean, we have our processes down. We're not in a fast growth period either. So I feel like it just works for us. Like it's very bare bones and that's fine. Yeah. They roll out some AI stuff and it's like my team's feedback on it has been very positive actually.
Oh, good. Yeah.
And it's very affordable. Like that's their whole angle.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the same founder as Lifetimely, right?
Yeah. Lifetimely.
I love Lifetimely. Yeah. Like Lifetimely is such a affordable tool to see your product journeys, and they have so many things in there now, but it used to be, I think it's still pretty affordable, I don't know, but it used to be only $99 a month.
No, it's still cheap. I mean, Patrick Barnes, he acquired Lifetimely and a bunch of other like of the cheaper apps, and he's like bundling them, but they're still cheap. Yeah, I think Lifetimely became like a de facto app you had to have for a long time, basically.
Yeah, it was just like I would work so much out of it that I'm like, if it's not there, I'm like, okay, well, how else do I get this stuff? So yeah. But that's a story. Tangent on full circle is that Mini Katana was one of my first consulting clients. So how's Mini Katana now, 2 years later?
It's doing well. I mean, we kind of, I think anyone who's heard me talk about it knows that we had very fast growth our first 2 years, and then we kind of just flatlined. Yeah, yeah. And we've been kind of like, we just hit our 10.
It's like everyone who needed a sword has a sword kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. There's not a lot of there's some repeat with collectors, but like, it's not like we're certainly not in a fast growth period. Right. And I think like one thing I've learned over the years is brands do have a natural market, and like it's okay to push fast growth if it's there, but like if you try to do that and there's a TAM limiter. It's actually irresponsible.
TAM meaning?
Total addressable market. So like if you're in a very niche product market like I am, like swords, where there's like 20 million and we're like close to half of that, like it's actually irresponsible of you to try to push it because you're doing damage to your brand. Like you're going to start doing like a lot of sales, or you're going to start like really over spamming people with email, or any, like it's just, it runs through the whole org when you're pushing for aggressive targets against something that shouldn't have those aggressive targets.
So you don't think that everyone needs a sword?
Not everyone needs a sword, no.
Damn.
Not everyone wants one.
That's
not every mom
bold,
wants one in the house. Not every wife wants one.
True. I forgot to take a picture of it, but the last podcast studio I was at, they had a sword, and I'm like, I think that's a mini katana. And I asked the person, and they were like, I don't know what this is, but we've had this in here for a prop. And he was like swinging it around. I'm like, I want to say that's a mini katana.
Yeah. But yeah, after the big news is after 4.5 years of running it, I think this pod will come out when I've sold it.
Congrats. That's amazing.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it? Like, is there any do you feel just overall happy that you're getting it sold, or do you feel like attached to it at all? Like, what are your feelings?
I mean, first of all, sold is the wrong word. I'm still involved.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm going to be around. I don't want to, like, I want to make sure it's okay for, forever, ideally. But I just like, from my perspective, I did what I set out to do.
Yeah.
And I think the next person who comes in has a different vision.
Yeah.
Right. And we built a large YouTube audience. We built a large community. We got to a scale that I'm really happy with. And I found myself like, if there's not growing super fast, I want to say I get bored, but I don't have problems to solve.
Yeah.
I wake up and the brand does its thing and there's no problems to solve.
I feel very similar. And I used to actually be hard on myself like years ago. And I thought that I was like quitting, but I realized like now looking back at like when I would, maybe not so much like master something, but like when everything was operating smoothly and I wasn't being challenged, I'd get bored and I'm like, all right, I'm ready to like move on. And so now I look at it as that I've like, every time that I thought I was quitting, I was actually like moving on to like grow myself. And I feel this similarly though. It's like,
yeah. And like the other problem is like, if it exists, it's taking up mind share.
Yeah.
So like, there's no fires to put out, but it is taking up mind share. And I have other businesses. So like, I don't have a lot of free time.
Yeah.
Like, or when I do have free time, my mind is occupied. And that's not a good feeling. So I'm trying, it's an effort to declutter my life as well.
What would you think about though?
I don't know. I mean,
like that sometimes I think that I'm like, what if I wasn't thinking about work? I really should think about other things, but I actually, Pokemon cards for me.
Pokemon cards? You're into Pokemon cards?
Now, as of this last couple months, like if I'm not thinking about work, it's Pokemon cards now.
How did you get into Pokemon cards?
How did I start?
Why is this like a Vietnam? Like you have like 1,000-yard stare. Like,
no, because I'm like, how did I start? I think I was curious about the Whatnot community.
Oh, you downloaded Whatnot?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I got, that app was like, I was obsessed with it for a week. And then I was like, this is too much dopamine.
So much dopamine. I'm like, I'm addicted, and it's like, it's gambling. And I'm a little bit better than I was 2 weeks ago, but I think that's what got me in, because I was curious about actually like working with G Fuel and wondering if I could like tap into that market for like Whatnot sellers as creators.
Yeah.
And so it was more so I was like curious. I'm like, let me download the app and see what's going on. And then my thumb started swiping, and now I'm mastering like every set for the last 2 years. It's really expensive.
Yeah. Whatnot is interesting because it's like, it's not even a full commerce app. It's more like gamble commerce.
Yeah. Yeah. But then some people are like get offended if you like call it, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know how else to describe it. Like it's like a micro auction app where you're like hitting dopamine every time you win something.
Yeah. Well, okay. So for the audience, I don't know Whatnot's, maybe I should like get someone on from Whatnot to tell the actual story, but I don't know what their origin story was, but you can get, it's like collectibles, things that you like can't just like go out into the store and get easily. So like Pokemon cards and sports cards, or like, what else is it?
I mean, I've seen everything.
Everything.
I've seen knives.
Okay.
I've seen like, look, so it's a live selling platform, but it's just structured differently. Very simple format. A person live streams a thing. People bid on the thing. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
If you win, you feel really good because it's usually like a good deal, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But it's like, this used to be a thing. Like micro auctions websites have always been a thing. This is that format taken to live stream.
Yeah. And what I got stuck on was, it's called like Rip Till You Hit. Have you seen those?
No.
Okay. So it's like you pay X amount of money and they open up packs until you hit a certain rarity of card.
Oh.
So it's like, let's say, but it is like, it's a gamble, because if you might hit a certain rarity of card that might cost, like, let's say I said, it's $30 to rip till you hit a secret illustration rare or whatever. Or is that the right word? I'm going to be just embarrassed if that's not the right word, but it's like a rare card. And so, but some rare cards are worth $1,000. Some rare cards are worth $1.50.
Yeah.
So, but one pack costs retail like $5.99. So it's like you pay $30 and you rip till you hit, like, quote. And so then like sometimes they'll open up like 60 packs and you're like, wow, I just got 60 packs for $30. But then sometimes it's one. So it's like there's a game.
Totally gambling.
It's gambling.
Yeah. I think this is like more pervasive. I don't know. It feels like gambling is like a moment. Like these last few years, like
I was talking about this with an Uber driver actually, because we were talking about Vegas and how all the slot machines in Vegas are empty, but like in our parents' like age when you go to Vegas, like all the slot machines are full, and I feel like like the moment it's like changing, like gambling is changing with all of the technology.
It's also not just changing. I feel like it's more mainstream. Like sports gambling is massive right now. Online gambling in general is very popular. Mm-hmm. Like even like video games like loot crates.
Yeah.
Gacha games.
Gacha. I don't think I've heard of gacha games.
So
but the loot crate.
Gacha is like an Asian genre game. It's like Genshin Impact is the biggest one. You know Genshin Impact?
I don't think so.
So these are massive games, and it's like the premise is there's a huge luck factor in the unlocks for characters, weapons, everything. And you basically like, it's like what you described, rip or hit. Like you don't know what you're going to get for every single surprise box.
And it's real money, not like game money, or it's game money.
You can spend, like it's a free game, quote unquote, but people spend a lot of real money.
Right.
To get everything. So gambling's like just really, like it said, it feels like a peak moment for gambling.
Mm-hmm. Well, we went into a card shop and they had these cards out in a case, and you could put, you were like bidding on these little like duck races, but virtual duck races. And there was parents and a kid who maybe was like 6 years old, 7 maybe. And he was like, he kept asking his parents for, $3 on blue duck, and then he'd lose and he's getting mad. And my boyfriend made a comment. He's like, oh, we're starting him young, huh? And they got really mad. They were like, he still gets to win something. And my boyfriend was like, oh God, this poor kid.
That is what's happening though.
Yeah.
It's in video games everywhere.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I don't know what to think about
Did
it.
you see Chris Henson? You know who Chris Henson is?
Mm-mm.
How to Catch a Predator.
Oh no, what is it?
Never watched that show?
I think I have seen it, but not like consistently.
He would go out and like trap pedos.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and he would like
he set up like sting operations for TV.
Yeah.
He just announced he's doing an investigation into Roblox.
Wow. They should. I feel like I've heard like really creepy stuff around.
I have to. Yeah. I feel like keep your kids off the internet.
I know. It's so sad because I guess there's plenty of games where it's not on the internet. And like I would never want to I loved gaming when I was a kid, so I don't want to be that kid who or that parent who says like games are bad, but the internet is scary.
Yeah, it's really scary right now, I feel like. I mean,
Yeah.
like, there's gambling, there's, like, Roblox. There's weird things happening in Roblox. I mean, you log into Twitter, it's like a cesspool. It's actually gotten noticeably worse. I feel like the internet has gotten worse in the last 5 years.
But yeah, so, I want to just not around like just the internet in general, but the gaming world is a whole different world. And I think you and I talked about this early on too, because finding people to like staff for positions that like need to keep an eye on like Discord.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of like e-commerce people, but not a lot of e-commerce people who like know what Discord is or like care, you know, and the gaming world in general, you have so much knowledge on it. And there was like, I feel, and gaming, anime, the whole community. Have you, with Kanpai, your candy brand, do you have any thoughts on that market and like how to market to them for the candy brand?
How to market to gaming?
Yeah. Outside of swords. I don't know. I feel like it's a whole different side of the world
How to market to gamers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's really 3 pillars to it, basically. I mean, I think the most underrated one right now, and it's funny that it's underrated, is probably events.
Yeah.
And that's because everyone has over-indexed into digital marketing so much that they kind of neglect live shows.
Yeah.
But you go to Comic-Con, it's selling out.
Right?
Yeah. Anime Expo selling out, and it's such a hyper-targeted demographic that you're dealing with. And then I've talked to vendors. I always talk to vendors when I'm at shows, and I'm just like, how much money are you making? You know, everyone's like very willing to share, and like you'll hear some crazy numbers.
Yeah. Well, I'm now getting into cards too. I didn't realize how many card shows there are.
Yeah.
And like it's all of these things that are in like they're right next to you, but you're not paying attention to it. And there's like so many people attending these things too. And but it's such a dichotomy because people always think like gamers are just like inside playing their little games, but gamers love meeting up with their gaming friends, especially because nothing feels better than like building this like team and team effort to game, and like, you know, you're just laughing and giggling and like getting better at things and working together. And then you all of a sudden 2 years go by and you've met this friend online and you've never met them in person, and then you both go to Comic-Con and you're like, holy shit, this is so fun.
Well, culture has always started at the events.
Yeah.
That's the way it's always been. Like I'll give you an example. In the anime community, most manga artists, right? All anime comes from, basically every anime just comes from manga. That's the inspiration for it. Manga being like Japanese comic books for those that are familiar.
I'm embarrassed. I always thought it was manga. I must not have heard.
Mango.
Mango. It's MANGA,
No, it's
right?
manga.
You're manga. Yeah. I always look at it as manga. I must not listen enough about it.
No. And a manga artist is called a mangaka. So a mangaka, everyone gets their start selling at shows.
Like
Physical shows.
Like their art?
Yeah.
Cool.
That's the way you start. Like if you want to like make some money, the easiest way is you do fan art, or you do like, you know, a comic book with as like kind of a fan fiction, and then you sell that. That's
so cool. Well, I've been paying attention a little bit to the artists with card collecting too, because each card has the artist's name on it. And now like I'm seeing more and more of the cards, I'm noticing like, oh, is this the same artist of that like other card art that I really like? Yeah. And then I'm paying attention to the name at the bottom of the art, and it's really cool.
Yeah, no, it's funny. People on X will go, oh, AI's coming for art or anime, and I'm like, I mean, you have not met fans.
Tell me more.
I mean, it's a tool.
Yeah.
It's like saying, you know, digital cameras put portrait artists out of business, or Photoshop put a lot of, you know, before CAD, the architects were hand drawing everything. Like it's just a tool. Like it's just an evolution to the process.
That's how I've always felt about like AI and CX, or AI and I really believe that either you learn how to use it or it passes you up.
Yeah.
But if you use it as a tool, you can free up like and figure out what it can do for you, and then you free up your brain for all of the other things, or your time for all of the other things.
Well, the jury's not out yet. Look, no AI, large AI company is making money, and that's kind of the key. And people haven't seen growth this fast in tech companies before.
Yeah.
And, like how much money is Google losing every time somebody generates a video with VO3?
That's what I'm like very curious about, and I don't understand completely. But you hear where people have said when someone says like okay to ChatGPT, like it costs, or it's like using so much energy and costing.
Yeah, I mean, they made it dumber because they're like trying to save on inference costs.
Yeah.
And it's like, it feels like Uber. Like, remember when you could take an Uber from one side of LA to the other and it was like $5?
Yeah.
It was like heaven.
Yeah.
Like it was cheaper than having a car.
Yeah.
And you felt like, is this like going to last? I don't care. It's nice.
Yeah. And you're like thinking through, like you're in the Uber and you're like, how is this guy making money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't add up. It math.
And then math isn't mathing.
5 years later, Uber is like now $60 to cross town. And you're like, okay, this makes more sense.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, it turned out the VCs were just subsidizing the entire effort. Mm-hmm. That's the moment AI is in right now. And like, we'll see.
Yeah. I have been like careful around this subject of the creative because I've just been seeing a lot of like, it's sad to see people feel threatened, Yeah. And so I try to like see all the sides, and it is like a sad thing for people to like be afraid to lose their job or whatever. But the creative side, I'm not a creative person as far as like, I am creative like mind, but not putting that on paper is like not my thing. So I don't understand it completely. So I try to have an open mind, but I'm just interested in like creatives who are leaning into it and like what they think and all of that. So
yeah, I mean, my primary job is creative director. I think people don't really realize that's what I do for most of my day. Look, it's like the use cases are very limited. Like it can be used for B-roll. Mm-hmm. Like it can't really replace the versatility of a real creative, like a real person. Maybe it'll get better in 5 years. I'm not sure, but like I just feel like the jury's still out. I don't know if it's sustainable yet. I also know like in certain communities, it will never be the thing. Like I can tell you for the anime community, like they care about actual artists. Mm-hmm. Like people don't realize that, but if someone developed an AI tool for Miyazaki, and you can look this video up on YouTube, Miyazaki Studio Ghibli, and he like called it an insult to humanity itself, and then made the guy who developed it cry. Mm. Like that's how artists feel about this stuff, mm-hmm. right? So as long as artists are running the industry, you're not going to really see. It's take over everything. I
also feel like it's like a different subset because like have you seen all of like I'm sure you have like the VTubers and like all of the like AI made like cartoons, but that's like to me when I look at it, it's like that's different from like if AI is making that stuff, it's different from like what's actually made by a creator. It's like going to like McDonald's versus home cooked meals. That.
Yeah.
But yeah, just an interesting place in the world right now. But do you want to talk about some of these challenges with like tariffs in this last year, or you kind of talked out about it?
I feel like everyone's talked about it a lot.
Yeah,
Everyone knows about it. I think it's like this. It's the market. It looks like this. It's very bifurcated, mm-hmm. right? If you work in physical products, mm-hmm. especially ones that move across borders, which is like, that's everyone. Like,
I know. Not yet. It is.
Even people who don't realize it yet, like, it's just an example. Feastables, mm-hmm. Cacao. Cacao isn't grown in the U.S.
Yeah.
The costs are up. Mm-hmm. Hershey's raising chocolate prices for the first time ever in like 50 years. Right? So like, it affects everyone. This is like a hellscape to be in. Because like, you just don't know if you're gonna wake up tomorrow and the vibe is the vibe is like, oh, tariff 50%, Antarctica or something. Like you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's been a weird year.
Yeah. Well, I think I told you I started to ideate and create Salamat Soul. Did I tell you?
I remember that, yes.
Yeah, and it was before all of the super scary tariff stuff earlier this year, and I've started to get samples from different warehouses across the country or the world, and now I'm like kind of just like sitting, being like, I still want to do it. So for the listeners, if you didn't listen to like I think we talked about it early on this year in the episodes, but I want to create a solar panel like gadget type. So it's like I always lean into, I want like a solar powered fairy garden that you can like create in your backyard, and like it's fun for kids and it's cute. I think it's cool. But like anything solar powered. But then we want to give back to people who don't have light. And use solar panels. So that's like the whole idea. But now with tariffs and pricing and everything changing, I'm like taking a step back to kind of watch things and like learn what I don't even know like where to begin now because I'm like a little frightened.
Yeah. I mean, I think the only way to win in this environment is have ridiculously high margins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then, so was one of the challenges too, is that I'm looking at and thinking about the margins and looking at like the pricing and stuff, and then the competitors that might have very similar things.
It's just not possible in most industries.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So the margin. So now I'm like, and the fact that I want to give back, like have a charity part of it, but even if I can't figure out how to get the pricing, so I still want to do it, but figuring it out right now feels like more, just the pricing is hard.
It is. I mean, look, you look at the brands still crushing it right now in consumer, and they all have like super high margins, and they're actually going to grow during this time, even if like things get really hairy, there's a recession, they might grow. Yeah. Because they can afford to spend more on ads when everyone's retreating too. Yeah. So like, it's just all about margin.
Yeah. Well, and I actually have been doing a lot of research on brands that give back and like in the long term. So like Tom's, you buy a shoe, give it to a shoe. But I've heard that like right now I don't know when, but that like they're not doing well business wise.
I mean, Arizona iced tea is raising prices for the first time in my lifetime.
Yeah, because it's always 99 cents for a big thing.
They don't raise prices, right?
Yeah. So it's just
What's next? Costco hot dog?
No, it can't.
That'll be the apocalypse. That's game over.
That actually makes me so sad to think about. Not the Costco hot dogs. Speaking of Costco, you think Kanpai Costco?
Yeah, it could do well there. I mean, I think talking about
Mini Katana Costco. That would be sick. Like I feel openers? Like that for sure would be one of those things you see on Costco deals. It's like Costco now has swords.
They would totally do that.
That would be sick.
Yeah, they would do that. But yeah, I mean, for candy, like we just don't have severely high margins, so we're being forced to be very slow with the brand and not outpace ourselves, especially in this environment. So right now, I'd say we're being incredibly defensive. Yeah.
Is most of your, it's retail mostly?
I can't raise prices in retail. Right. Like Target will just be like, no. Yeah. Especially if you're smaller. Mm-hmm. So we're being forced to, it's just not, like I said, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or next week or next month. So we're just being cautious, defensive, and taking opportunities when they make sense. Yeah. And I love to see, I've done this kind of my whole life, and I see like you do it in a bigger sense. But I've always tried to have like multiple streams of income, even like when I was little, where I'm like, I'm going to do a bracelet stand today, and I'll rake leaves tomorrow. But then when the season, and I was like always trying to like find different ways. And I think I grew up and it relates to, you're like kind of like investing here, but then starting this over there. I think if you grew up poor too, it's like you act a lot different. Like I feel like if you have a wealthy family, you actually like can play safer games. Mm-hmm. And it's a different mindset. My boyfriend and I talk about this a lot because I grew up poor, and I use that
term. I grew up lower class. Around the world, that means something completely different. But and my boyfriend grew up not lower class, and so we talk about sometimes like about the like different type of mindset, and sometimes like not having a plan B makes it you have a different drive. And sometimes he's like sometimes I try to like punish myself and try to have like a quote no plan B so that I like push myself harder. And I'm like, it's so interesting. And he is an incredibly hard worker, but it is a different type of drive.
It is. I mean, look, I wouldn't call myself, I want to say I grew up a peasant, but I had a few solid years there where I was basically a peasant.
Peasant is such a funny word, like
pleb.
Like, yeah, like it's like insulting to yourself, but not. Like, I was definitely a peasant.
Like lower class?
Lower class. I was a peasant.
I remember like 5 years ago, like I would go to Popeyes with now currently my fiance, girlfriend then. I would go to Popeyes and that was a night out. Yeah.
No, same. It's just like you don't spend money. Like you just like make things last longer.
Yeah.
You just don't spend money or else you're like, it's just not enough to go around.
Yeah. No, at the end of the month, my account will always be overdrawn by like $100 because like I just did it on purpose.
On purpose?
Like I had no choice. Like I was like, I'm just going to do this.
Well, I think I've talked about this on the pod, but there was one point where I got so fed up that like I could just, I was in my 20s and everyone's going out and getting like going to dinner, and even just like not the super nice dinners are still expensive, like spending $20-$30 a day or like, and so I got so like sad about just saying no or like not being able to like participate, and I was like, you know what, and I like put myself into a lot of debt, but then I like was like, it'll figure itself out. I wasn't super reckless, but same thing. It was just like, it was so hard to just like keep being like, I don't know, staying in one place. And I don't know, it does work out if you work really hard and you don't get complacent. And
no, it does work out. I'm just, I mean, I don't know what we were talking about.
I can't remember too. It was the drive. Multiple streams of income. Because I've seen you like Mini Katana was like your main thing, right? You did Mini Katana just solely for a year or two years?
For like 3 years, yeah.
Before Kanpai, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was like your sole thing, and then
but I always had like I always like was playing around with hobbies, but like Mini Katana was it.
But I remember too, I went over, I can't remember what event we had, but you like, I tried the freeze dried thing, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is this thing? And you're like, you making samples and stuff. And I look back and I'm like, wait, that was like you playing around making Kanpai. Yeah. He's like, try this. Tell me if you like it.
That is actually what happened.
And I'm like, I don't really like the freeze dried stuff. I actually, I'm like a texture person. And so it like feels weird in my teeth sometimes. And then, so I like get skeptical, but then you created different flavors. Like I like the cookie dough one.
Oh, you like cookie dough?
Yeah. And so I like, now I'm like a skeptic turned lover, but yeah.
I mean, I'm a texture person too, but that swings both ways. Some people just like crunchy stuff.
For me, it gets stuck in my teeth.
And a lot of candy does that.
Yeah. So I guess I don't like any candy that gets stuck in my teeth.
That's why I hate Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah, because that's like a different texture. Yeah,
but that gets really stuck in your teeth.
Yeah, but I love the ones that are the middle. I don't want to use a name to. What would you call it?
The Gushers.
Yeah. That's okay to say.
Why?
Because isn't that a brand? Gushers.
Yeah, they're a brand.
Oh, but I like the Kanpais.
You like our burst.
Bursts. I like the bursts.
Yeah, I mean they're like a generic Gusher.
So I really like those kinds of candies. But anyways, the multiple streams of income where you're like messing around and you're just being smart based on what's going on in the world.
I don't know if I'm being smart. It's more like being a cockroach. Like, it's like this year I just felt like screw you, Isaac. I'm gonna like that's been the macro.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
So like I have to like I don't want to say I have to, but like I look at the future. I'm like Look, over the last few months, I've asked myself some difficult questions like, what do I enjoy?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and what do I want to do? And what's in a little more insulated from the craziness.
Mm-hmm.
And I also kind of had like this moment where I was like, you know, like the value isn't in the products we sell. The value is in the playbook we developed.
Mm-hmm.
That's very custom.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you separate out those two, you kind of realize, wait a second, like actually there might be a better economic use case for the playbook. You know, we've used it twice now. Kanpai has a large YouTube presence. Mini Katana has a large YouTube presence. But over the years, many people have asked me for help.
Mm-hmm.
And for the first time a few months ago, I said yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so now we're basically building media engines for the brands of tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. And I'm really excited to see it. But I do think that there's some people who will just like, they get stepped on and they just stay down and they let it happen. And then there's some people who get stepped on, but like continue to get back up and up. And I think too, being stepped on is a different, everyone has a different definition of it too, you know? So like, when I look at you, I feel like you just have to win. Like you have no other, like you are a winner. And so if you're not like exceeding in your own standards, you're like gonna figure out something like, and I don't know. I feel like anything you do, you're gonna like crush, and it's cool.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think success is being able to walk from defeat or failure, or however you want to say it, over and over again, like from defeat A, defeat 2, defeat 3, and carrying the same level of extreme enthusiasm the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, even if you have a business that's going super well,
Mm-hmm.
like Kanpai,
Mm-hmm.
you know, tariffs might happen. And
Yeah.
suddenly you have to pick up your factory and move it to Mexico in 60 days.
Yeah.
Right. We fired 50 people this year, all of our factory workers. We probably lost 6 months of growth. So, you know, I think, but like throughout that whole process, I have to carry the same level of enthusiasm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because my energy can't dwindle, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what's dangerous.
And it's hard to see when you're first starting too. I struggle with that with like the agency where I'm like, it's not just me. It's like now there's other people involved, and like no matter what happens, I'm still here, but I have to figure out what's best for the business.
Yeah, and they're looking at you.
Yeah,
they're looking
yeah.
at you for guidance. So if your energy isn't there, they're gonna see that.
Yeah, yeah. And people, this past year, actually, I've been doing a lot of like self growth on different types of workers and how people work, and like different types of brains and all of those things. And it's all part of the process of like people. Yeah, you need to have that energy for people, even if it's not your like natural energy kind of thing, or like if you're things change, and it's a difficult part that I feel like a lot of people.
And it's normal to like, I think people also don't realize it's normal to have setbacks and pivot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you listen, Trumps, you worked at Trumps.
Mm-hmm.
You listen to their very early days. It's like, it was bad.
Yeah. If you want to hear the story, they were on How I Built This.
Yeah, it was bad.
And it was not great. Yeah.
Yeah, there was like, they made themselves sound like they didn't know what they were doing, and they didn't.
They
figured it out.
Yeah.
You know, you look at great companies that have been around for generations, like Nintendo.
Yeah.
Nintendo was at one point was a playing card company. They ran like arcades.
I didn't know. Yeah.
They went through like 7 pivots. Like they started as a Yakuza, like underground gambling playing card company.
That's amazing. Yeah. And you just pivot and you find out, you figure out, and you have to keep pivoting too. Like when something works, then it's like not going to in a little bit.
Oh yeah.
The world changes.
It might not. The world is changing faster and faster, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're wrapping up. Do you have any like laughable moments you want to share with the audience where maybe you weren't laughing about it in the moment, now you can, or?
Oh, you know what? I do. It's kind of sad though, but
okay,
let's go for it.
Okay.
So I was in the middle of rewiring Mini Katana's supply chain to India.
Okay.
Okay, because China.
Mm-hmm.
And India now has 55% tariffs as of last week.
Oh my God.
And you know what? I didn't freak out. It's been like this. So I just started laughing. I was like, that's funny. Like,
I have hit those moments too where when something first happens to me, I'm like, so, I don't know, like eats my soul away. And then like by the 5th time, maybe even the 3rd time, it's just like, this is humorous. At this point, like, of course that happened.
Yeah, no, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, like, of course it did.
It's fine. I'll stay in China, whatever.
Yeah, like, of course I went through all of this to have a worse result.
And I think there's like thousands of people that have had the same exact moment.
That is a good, like, yeah, of course it would. Why not?
Yeah.
You expect like 2 times worse than you can even think. So that's amazing, but sad. So I'm sorry, but it is funny.
It is funny. You feel like you're being trolled.
Yeah. Well, where can the listeners find you on the interwebs?
Probably on X.
Okay.
The Isaac, ISAAC, MED, Med. Or you can just look up Mini Katana founder. You'll find me.
Yeah, I really like Isaac's Twitter. He's funny and sometimes like unhinged.
Am I unhinged?
Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah. Sometimes. I mean, you say what is on your mind.
Oh. I think I'm pretty tame, actually.
I think that you are not afraid to like speak your mind. Like you'll when you're talking about something that like other people might not, I don't know, they're posting about the exact opposite. Like you are very like, you speak very well on it, and I think you get people to like open their mind.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you want to, I find that if you want to have any kind of brand in the world, mm-hmm. You got to have something worth listening to.
Yeah, and you do. Yeah. And you find a good way at like sharing it. I don't know, I look up to you a lot.
Oh, thank you, friend.
Oh, wait, this is a random place to place this, but how old were you when you started Mini Katana?
Oh, man. I think I was 23.
23. I kept wanting to ask you that, and I forgot the whole time, but I just think it's a very inspiring age, and you're not only like, well, how old are you now?
I'm 28.
28. Yeah. Literally so much like win in life before you're 28, so much success.
Well, if you're in your 20s or 30s, you should just be failing. You should just be fail maxing. Mm-hmm. Like you'll be fine. Like it feels like a big deal in the moment, mm-hmm. but like you can recover. It's when you get to your 40s when you're really like, okay, well, I need to get a job and start planning for retirement.
Yeah, but I feel the same way where it is the time to fail and the time to try things. And it's like, yeah, it does feel super scary, but like, yeah, when else are you going to do it?
And it's like, let's say tomorrow, everything I have is worthless and I still have my skills.
Yeah.
I still have my friends. Like I can just start from zero and do it again. Like
I think that's why I'm not afraid of anything, because I loved working at Culver's when I worked at Culver's. Like worst case scenario, I'm sure I can find a Culver's that would hire me.
Yeah, there you go.
And I loved it. So it's like, as long as like I have food on the table and a roof over my head, then like, why not try other things?
Yeah, look, I lived in a shoebox for a long time. I can go back to that shoebox.
Yeah, I love that. Well, thank you so much for joining us on Let's Laugh About It. For the listeners, if you could please like, comment, subscribe, rate the podcast, send it to all your friends, your grandparents, your mom, your dad, all those things. And we'll catch you in the next one. Bye. Bye. You know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and catch us in the next episode. And thank you for listening.